Quick note, this is an AI-assisted recap made for learning, not the original video, and not an official translation. When most people work with AI, they do everything by typing. But there's one everyday skill almost everyone ignores, simply talking to it out loud. In this video, creator Gary Chen shows how voice input becomes a serious productivity tool. He uses a tool called Typeless, and yes, that part is sponsored. Here's the core reason it matters. For most people, speaking is roughly 3 times faster than typing the same words out on a keyboard. That gap adds up fast. The creator says switching to voice saved him close to a full working day every single week, just from talking instead of typing. This 3 times figure is his own personal claim, not some independent, controlled measurement. Even so, the direction it points is clear. Spending less time typing means your ideas can leave your head and land on the screen much faster. So how do you actually pick a good voice tool? He looks closely at 3 things: raw recognition accuracy, how well it handles mixed Chinese and English in the same sentence, and whether using it keeps you in a state of flow. The tool he uses is Typeless. Its job is to take your messy, spoken out loud sentences and quietly tidy them into clean, usable written text. The key is that it removes friction. When the words come out as fast as you can think them, you stop fighting the keyboard and stay in your ideas. The big demo is building a website. He starts from absolutely nothing and constructs a personal website almost entirely by speaking out loud. His voice feeds a coding agent, in this case a tool like Codex. He describes what he wants, and the agent writes and edits the actual code. Notice the shift in roles here. He isn't typing every line himself. He's describing intent, and letting the AI turn that intent into working software. It isn't only for big projects. He uses voice for the small daily stuff too, like drafting replies to client emails without touching the keyboard. When he runs into an unfamiliar term he doesn't recognize, he just asks about it out loud and gets an instant explanation back. There's no stopping his work to open a browser tab and slowly type out a search. The point is momentum. By speaking these little tasks, he never breaks his rhythm, and he stays inside that focused state of flow. Here's where it gets powerful. When the AI produces a draft, he reviews it out loud, saying exactly what he likes and what should change. Those spoken notes don't stay as comments. They become direct editing commands, and the AI agent goes back and revises the work accordingly. This flips your role completely. You stop being the typist doing every keystroke, and you become the director, guiding the work with your voice. This doesn't only work at a desk. There's a mobile version, so the same voice workflow travels with you wherever you happen to be. The best ideas rarely arrive at the exact moment you're sitting down at a desk, ready to type. They tend to show up while you're out walking, commuting home, or just moving around doing something else entirely. So when inspiration hits on the move, you just speak it straight into a note or a task on your phone, before it quietly slips away. Now for an honest caveat. The moment you speak to a tool, your voice turns into data that lives somewhere on somebody else's servers. So it's worth checking how any tool handles and stores what you say, and who might ultimately have access to those recordings and transcripts. The simple rule is to keep genuinely sensitive details out of your voice input. Convenience is great, but it shouldn't cost you your private data. Underneath all these tricks sits one bigger idea. Knowledge work, at its core, is really a game of transforming context from one form into another. You take an idea in your head and turn it into words, into code, into an email, into a design. Each step just moves context between shapes. Seen that way, voice is simply the fastest way to pour raw context in. Speaking gets what's in your head into the system quicker than anything else. So here's the takeaway. AI can happily do the typing for you now, but the judgment, the taste, and the direction all still belong to you. Voice input just lowers the barrier between your mind and the machine. It lets you spend your energy on deciding, not on hitting keys. The practical advice is almost too simple, just start talking. The original video is linked in the description, so go watch the full thing. See you next time.